Hi there. So today I want to talk about the stigma associated with mental health and why I feel that, we've kind of got it wrong and we need to look at this in a different way. And this is really something that has come about and evolved in my work at Levitize with our wonderful clients over the last 5 years. But the sort of trigger point to talking about it today is that yesterday was World Mental Health Day. And in recognition of that, I'm a part of the British Chamber of Commerce Singapore on the Health and Life Sciences Committee, and we put together this awesome white paper on mental health in Singapore and its role and the role of insurance in that, employees, employers, corporates, and all the bits around that. And it's an absolutely fantastic super paper. I'm going to put a link in the comments, so do check it out. It's really, really good. This is a really good read, right? A lot of these white papers are quite dry, but this is good. This is good stuff. In particular, if you're an employer, I highly recommend reading this because we have a lot of case studies with individuals who say, what's working well and what's not working and how things could change. So if you're an employer and you're interested in the well-being of your staff, I highly recommend this. So anyway, so when we were putting this together and when we were talking about it in the committee, we were looking at the words mental health, right? And a lot of people, when they think about mental health, they're thinking of depression, clinical depression. I don't have a mental health issue, I'm not depressed. Or they're thinking about, Jack Nicholson from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, people in the loony bin, right? And that's not me, so I don't have a mental health issue. And I think a lot of this has come about because of the medical industry, which likes to work in black and white and is very binary in the way it looks at things. For example, you don't have diabetes, you don't have diabetes, you don't have diabetes. Oh, you got diabetes, now you got to take these medical drugs. When actually that's not the case at all. The more bad food you eat over time, the more your body breaks down and the more unhealthy you become until you get to a point where on your medical blood work, it says, okay, now you have diabetes, right? So it works in black and white. Your cholesterol is fine, your cholesterol is fine, your cholesterol is fine, your cholesterol is not fine, here, take these statin drugs. And I think, so we work in black and white, but really the world is not that simple, right? And there are various degrees, there's a spectrum of mental health. What we do is we have this spectrum here, or this scale of emotions, right? When we're talking about mental health, we're really talking about how do you feel, right? Are you feeling joy and freedom and love and these passion? These are things that right at the top, these are of the highest order of magnitude in terms of how great we're feeling. And then right at the bottom, we have things like fear and grief and despair and shame. These are the most negative emotions. And in the middle, I put an asterisk here where we have contentment, right? So if someone wakes up in the morning and every day they're feeling depressed, and every night they go to bed and they're feeling depressed, then we can pretty safely say they have clinical depression and they need some help, right? And if someone's feeling joy and freedom and love and every single day, all the time, then they probably don't need any help, right? But in reality, where do we fall on this chart? Are we always here? This is disappointment. Are we always here in the middle at contentment? Are we always at happiness? No, we're at different points, We hover around certain areas, and maybe we wake up one morning and we feel, we're worrying about a project we're working on. Maybe we go to bed at one night and we've got anger because something happened during the day. Or maybe we went out with the wife or the husband and had a great meal and a great night and we feel happiness, right? And love and passion. So, there is a scale and things change all the time on this scale, and it's important to know that just because you're not totally depressed doesn't mean that you shouldn't go out and seek help. And obviously something we do is executive coaching, which very much helps with getting people up this ladder to the healthy zone. And what annoys me is the happiness zone. And what annoys me is the stigma associated with mental health. The fact that in order to go out and seek help, that is a problem, or that is a sign of weakness, or that is something which is not really recognized. And it's completely wrong thinking. After all, if you're, a little bit unfit, generally in reasonably good shape, but a little bit unfit, no one thinks twice about going to a personal trainer or exercising or going to the gym. Of course, you could wait until, you've completely done your back in and had a massive problem, and then it's a little bit, it's not too late, but then maybe you should have done it early. But waiting before you go and exercise to sort it out, So why shouldn't that be the same with mental health? Why shouldn't we go out and seek help just if we're a little bit below the happiness line, rather than waiting until it's really, really severe? So this stigma associated with mental health needs to be gone, right? And I don't know if they need to, we talked about it in the paper. Do we need to remarket it? Do we need to remarket the solutions? Do we need to rebrand things in a different way? I do feel there is a lot more awareness, and as we're seeing a lot more coaches working with people to help them from all aspects in their life and lifestyle, and sort of getting, essentially, we all just want to be happier, right? So I do feel that we're making progress, but we really need to sort of understand, what's going on at the root, and why the stigma is incorrect. And I believe this scale of emotions from the most, the best feeling ones to the worst feeling ones, and then sort of in between. I do feel that's a good way of understanding it. So I hope that's helped. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions on this, or any input, or anything you think would be useful for people. It'd be awesome. Okay, all the best. Cheers.